Hello friends, welcome to EduPanther. I am here with the second video on differentiation of composite function. In the first video on differentiation of composite function, we had seen the formula and method to differentiate composite function. In this video also, we will see some of the problems on composite function. So before starting with our problems, we'll revise the formula or rule to differentiate a composite function. So suppose y is equals to f of g of x is your composite function, then its derivative denoted by y dash of x, or we can write dy by dx. So derivative is f dash of g of x into g dash of x. That means first we have to differentiate the function present outside, which is f here, then multiply the derivative with the functions present inside the bracket. This you can consider, to remember this formula, you can consider this as a door, a room with n number of doors. So suppose this is your first door, second door, third door, and so on. So this is first, second, and this is your third door. Okay, now suppose a treasure is hidden here. So if we have to get this treasure, so first what we will do, we will open this first door, that means we'll differentiate the first door. Then after that we'll open second door, that means we'll differentiate second function, and then we'll open the third door till the time we get to this treasure. So this differentiation of composite function is also same. First differentiate your first door, that means differentiate the function present outside, then take the next step inside and differentiate the function present next to it. Similarly, if we have another function, say h, suppose we have f of x, f of g of h of x. Now here we have three function. So how to differentiate it? First differentiate your function x, f, then next we have to differentiate function g, then next we have to differentiate function h, and we have to multiply these derivative. So let's solve some more problems on differentiation of composite functions. So here our first problem, it's y is equals to log of 4 raised to 2x into this bracket raised to 3 by 2. Okay, now before starting with this problem, this is clearly understood that this is a composite function. But remember one thing here, base of log is not mentioned. So if in any question base of log is not mentioned, so by default that base will be e. Now since we this log function is involved, so first we should know the derivative of log function. So what is derivative of log function? Derivative of log x, it's 1 upon x. But in this formula base of this log is not mentioned, so by default base is always e. So if base is not written, we have to consider base as e, and if base is other than e, so before differentiation first we have to change the base and then apply this formula. So again here, since log term is there, in the previous video we saw if a function has log term, so first we have to use the properties of log to simplify the expression before starting the process of differentiation. So what property we have discussed of log? So log of product, that means log of a into b is log of a plus log of b. Similarly, log of division, that means log of a over b is log a minus log b. Next, log of a raised to any power m, a raised to m is m times log of a then log of a to the base a will be 1. Okay, so using these properties, first we'll simplify this expression I, and then we'll try to differentiate it. So first we have to see which property we have to apply, first, second, third or fourth. So since here we can see it is product of two terms, this is your first term and this is your second term. So our question has product of two terms, so that means first we'll use this property log of a into b, which is log a plus log b. So this is your term a and this is b. So this will become log of a. Log of a means log of 4 raised to 2x plus log b. So log b means log of second term. Now what is our second term? X square plus phi divided by square root of 2x cube minus 4. The whole term raised to 3 by 2. So this is log of b. Further, what we have to think? So we have to see whether further simplification is possible or not. Okay, so our first term is 4 raised to something. So if in log we have raised to something as an exponent is there, so we can use this third property, which is log of a raised to m is m times log a. That means this exponent will come at the start of the log. So here exponent is 2 raised to x, so it will come at the start, so it will give 2x into log of 4. So this is a y plus. Similarly here again it has exponent, so we have to use this third property. So it will become 3 by 2 times log of x square plus phi divided by root of 2x cube minus 4, this term. Next, again check for further simplification if possible. So your first term cannot be simplified, so write it as it is, 2x times log of 4 plus 3 by 2. Now in the second term it's log of a in the form log of a over b. So here we can use second formula. So log of a over b is log a minus log b. So this term is your a here, this is your a and this is b. So this will give, so now since this 3 by 2 will be multiplied in this term, so we have to use a bracket. So 3 by 2 times log of a. So a means x square plus phi, x square plus phi minus log of b. So log of your b is square root of 2x cube minus 4. Close this bracket. So this 3 by 2 is multiplied in this bracket. So now further simplification is not possible because there is no term in product. Similarly, no exponent and division term. So now we can start with a differentiation. So differentiating this function with respect to y, this will give dy by dx. So since it is addition of two functions, this is first function, this is second function, addition. So we have to take the individual derivatives and then the addition. Okay, now concentrate on this first term. So here most of the student makes the mistake. They say it is product of two term, 2x and log 4. So we have to use product rule of differentiation. But that is not true here. We can use that product rule, but that will be very complicated. Now see, here 2x is your first term, log 4 is the second term. So log 4 will be a constant term here because it does not have any term of x. So log 4 is constant. So it has only one variable term, which is 2x here. So what is derivative of this 2x? So before that we'll write a proper expression. So write constant outside log 4 into derivative of variable term. So variable term is 2x. So derivative of 2x. Similarly, this 3 by 2 is constant. So as it is, again write this bracket. So into derivative of log of x square plus 5, then minus derivative of log of root 2x cube minus 4. Okay, next, so log 4 will be as it is, and what is derivative of 2x? It's 2. So the total derivative of first term will be 2 times log 4 plus 3 by 2 times, now derivative of this term log of x square plus 5. So it is composite of two function, which is log and x square plus 5. So how will you differentiate it? Yes. So first we have to take derivative of log, then multiply it with derivative of x square plus 5. So derivative of log x is, see here, derivative of log x is 1 upon x, but here in place of x we have x square plus 5. So its derivative will be 1 over x square plus 5 into multiply with derivative of the terms present in the bracket, which is x square plus 5 here. X square plus 5 minus, now concentrate on this term, it is derivative of log of root of 2x cube minus 4. Okay, now did you notice anything here? Like, can we use any property of log to further simplify this expression? Yes, we can. See here, the square root means its power is 1 by 2. Derivative log of, so this square root means this can be written as 2x cube minus 4 raised to 1 by 2. So this simplification. So now since it has power, so we can use this third property of log, which is log of a raised to m is m times log a. So this will be 2 times log 4, this derivative is done, plus 3 by 2 times, okay, so it's 1 upon x square plus 5 times. Now what is derivative of x square plus 5? Now first write that derivative in bracket. So derivative of x square is 2x plus derivative of 5 will be 0 because it's a constant number, minus. Now here I'll directly differentiate this second term, which is derivative of log, using this property of log also. So by using property of log, this 1 by 2 will come at the start, 1 by 2 will come at the start, and we have to differentiate this term only, log of 2x square minus 2x cube minus 4. So derivative of log is 1 upon x, but in place of x we have to write 2x cube minus 4. So 1 upon 2x cube minus 4, and then we have to multiply with the derivative of, yes, the term present in the bracket, which is 2x cube minus 4 here. So write that term in bracket. So what is derivative of 2x cube? Yes, derivative of x cube will be, derivative of x cube is 3x square, and we have this 2 here, so it will become 6x square minus derivative of 4 is 0. Now close this bracket. So now the derivative part is over, we just have to simplify this expression. So it will be 2 log 4 plus 3 by 2 times, it's 2x upon x square plus 5 minus, this will be we can cancel out this 2 and 3. So this will give 3x square divided by 2x cube minus 4. So this is your final expression. So in this sum, what we should remember? Okay, if we have any log term in a question, so first try to simplify the expression using these different properties of log. And remember one more thing, before applying the derivative formula for log, we have to see whether its base, like here, whether its base is exponential term or not. So if it is not mentioned here, if nothing is mentioned in the base, that means by default base will be e. But if base is not e, so we have to change the base e. That we'll see further how to change the base in log and then differentiate. So now we'll move to the next term. So your next question is y is equals to 25 log of sec x to the base 5 minus 16 raised to log of tan x to the base 4. So here we have to differentiate this function. As we can see, it has log term, log function. That means first we have to see whether we can simplify this using those 4 properties of log. But clearly those properties are not possible here for the time being. One more thing, since we have to differentiate the terms present in terms of log, so that means we have to use this formula, derivative of log x, which is equals to 1 upon x. But here by default your base should be e. In our question, base is not e for any of the log term. In the first term base is 5, in the second term base of log is 4. So we'll see how to change the base. So suppose this is log of a to the base, say b. So it is log of a to the base e. Now we want to change this base b to any new base, say c. So for that procedure is the formula. Now how to remember this formula to change the base? So first write log a without any base, and then the original base was b, so write log b. So log a divided by log b without any base. Now what should be our new base? Now suppose if you want your new base of log to be c, then just write c as your new base. Clear? So log of a to the base b. If we want to change this term to log c, so first what we will do? We will write log a divided by log b, as in log of this term divided by log of its original base, which is b here, and then add this new base. So using this formula we can change the base, and then remember one more thing, this important property of log, log of a raised to m to the base a will be m, as in if this term and base of log is same, so only this power will remain, which is m here, and the special form of this property is log of a to the base a is 1. So using these properties we'll try to find derivative of this term. So y is equals to, now what we can see here, see here your base is 25 here and base of log is 5. So first we should think, is there any relation between 25 and 5? Similarly in the second term, is there any relation between 4 and 16? Yes. So this 5 can be written as 25 can be written as 5 square. So this can be simplified as 5 square, this 25 is 5 square, and log of sec x, log of sec x to base 5, minus, similarly again see the relation between the 16 and 4. So yes, 16 can be written as 4 square and into log of tan x. Log of tan x to the base 4. Next, what property we can use here to simplify this term? Yes, using this property, log of a raised to m is m times log a. So here, if we have any power m, so it will come down. Similarly, if we have any product term, so it will come in the power of log. So here 2 is multiplied here, so it will come in the power of this sec x. Similarly, this 2 will come here in the power of tan x. So this will become 5 times 5 raised to log of sec square x to the base 5 minus same here, same property. So 4 raised to log of tan square x, this 2 will come here, so it will become tan square to the base 5. Okay. Now this is the most important step. So here base of this term is 5, similarly base of log is also 5. So these two are inverse function of each other, so they will cancel out each other. So what will remain here? Only the power of this log, this term. So we will get sec square. Similarly here base is 4 and base of log is also 4, so they will cancel each other because they are inverse of each other, and then we'll have tan square x. So now there are no logarithmic terms here, so we can differentiate. But before differentiating, we have some trigonometric functions here. So we have to see whether any formula can be applied here or not. So yes, we know that what is formula for sec square minus tan square? It's 1. Yes. So sec square minus tan square is 1. So our function. So we started with this complicated function, and using properties of log we saw that this can be written as 1. So here our function is y is equals to 1. Now just take the derivative. So dy by dx. So what is derivative of 1? Since 1 is a constant number, so its derivative is 0. So this is done. Clear? So we can differentiate this function with the basic formula also, but if we use the properties of log, so it will become very easy. Clear? Okay. Now we'll move to the next problem. Here. So 1 plus sine x degree divided by 1 minus sine x degree. Okay. So as we know that there are two methods to measure the angle of any, to measure the angle. One is radian and one is degree. So since we have sine term, so first we should know how to differentiate, as in what is derivative of sine. So what is derivative of sine x? It's cos x. Derivative of sine x is cos x. But now what we have to remember here, it is not mentioned, but this we should remember, that this angle x, which is there in sine and as well as in cos, it is by default written in radians, not in degree. So if we have to differentiate any trigonometric function, sine, cos, tan, any trigonometric functions, its angle should be written in radian. Okay, if it is not mentioned that it is radian, so by default it is in radian, but in this question it is explicitly mentioned that it's degree. That means first before differentiating we have to change this radian angle or degree angle to radian, and then we have to use the formula. So do you remember how to change degree to radian? So degree to radian. Degree to radian. So for that we have to multiply our angle with, yes, pi upon 180. So if you have to change degree to radian, then multiply your angle with pi upon 180. Similarly, if we have to change radian to degree, then we have to multiply it by 180 over pi. So from degree to radian, multiply it with pi over 180, and then from degree radian to degree, multiply it with 180 over pi. So first we'll change this to radian and then we'll differentiate. So a function y will become 1 plus sine, now it is x degree. So to write this in radian, we have to multiply this with pi over 180. So it will be pi over 180 into our angle, which is x. So now this is in radian, divided by 1 minus sine pi x over 180. Same process, multiply this angle with pi over 180. So now we have written this term in radian. We can use our derivative rules here. So here we can see it is division of two terms. Say this is your u and this is v. So we have to use u by v rule of differentiation. So what is u by v rule? What is the formula for derivative of u over v? It's v into derivative of u minus u into derivative of v divided by v square. Apply this formula here. So it's derivative dy by dx. So v means this 1 minus sine pi x upon 180. This v, write this in a bracket, then multiplied with derivative of u. So into derivative means d by dx of u. So u means 1 plus sine pi x upon 180. So this is your first term minus, so next term is u into derivative of v. So u means 1 plus sine pi x upon 180 into derivative of v, which is 1 minus sine pi x upon 180 divided by this whole term divided by v square. So v square means 1 minus sine pi x upon 180 and then it's square. It's square. So we'll start our differentiation process. So it's 1 minus, first bracket will be as it is, 1 minus sine pi x upon 180 into, now write the second derivative term in bracket. So we have to take derivative of this bracket. So what is derivative of 1? It's a constant term, so its derivative is 0, no need to write it here. Then take derivative of sine pi x upon 180. So we can see two functions here. One is sine function and inside this we have pi x upon 180. That means it is mix of two functions, so it's composite function. So we have to use composite rule. So first, which function will differentiate? Yes, sine function, and then multiply with this derivative of bracket. So what is derivative of sine? Derivative of sine x is cos x, so it will be cos, but in place of x this bracket will come. So cos pi x upon 180 multiplied with derivative of this bracket. So what is derivative of pi x upon 180? So here pi upon 180 is constant, so it will be as it is, and derivative of x is 1. So its derivative will become pi upon 180. So this is done. Minus, similarly, second bracket, so first bracket will be as it is, 1 plus sine pi x upon 180 into, similarly, derivative of this bracket. So derivative of 1 is 0, then minus sine, derivative of sine is cos pi x upon 180 and multiplied with derivative of this inside term, which is pi x upon 180. So derivative of pi x upon 180 is same pi upon 180 divided by v square, which is 1 minus sine pi x upon 180 square. Okay, so now the derivative procedure is over. So I am leaving the simplification part for you all. What we can do here, we can take this pi upon 180 common, then multiply these brackets and try to simplify the terms further. So that simplification is kept as an exercise for you. Clear? So for this sum, what is our key point, as in what we should remember from this problem, that if we have any trigonometric term where angle is written in terms of degree, so before differentiation we have to change that angle from degree to radian, and then how to convert degree into radian, multiply that angle with pi upon 180. And similarly, if we have to convert radian into degree, then multiply it with 180 over pi. And one more thing to remember, whatever derivative formula we know for of trigonometric functions, in those formula by default each angle is written in radian only. So if it is in degree, first convert into radian and then differentiate. So this is done. Now we'll move further. Yes. So next term is y is equals to log of under root 1 minus cos 3x upon 1 plus cos 3x. Again we have log term, that means we have to use properties of log, but we have some special type of trigonometric functions here. So for that we have to remember the formula. So I'll mention those formula here. So first, 1 minus cos x is 2 times sine square x by 2. Similarly, 1 plus cos x is 2 times cos square x by 2. 1 minus cos x by 2, 1 plus cos x by 2. Using these two formula, we have to simplify this expression. So it will be log of, so 1 minus cos 3x, so it will become 1, so formula is 2 times sine square, and then your formula is x by 2, but in place of x we have 3x, so it will be 3x by 2. Similarly, the denominator is 1 plus cos 3x, so using the second formula it will become 2 times cos square of 3x by 2, and then this whole term inside a square root. So we have used the formula, trigonometric formula. Next, further we can simplify. First we can cancel out this 2. Next, sine over cos is tan, so it will become tan square 3x by 2 inside a square root. Next, further how to simplify this? So this square and square root are there, so it will become log of tan 3x by 2. So now it is easy. So, so how will you differentiate it here? So dy by dx, as we can see here, it is a composite of three function. So your first function is log, second function is tan, and what is our third function here? 3x by 2. So we have to use the rule of differentiation of composite function. So first differentiate log, then multiply with derivative of tan, then again multiply with derivative of 3x by 2. So start differentiating from outside. What is derivative of log x? I'll write all the required formula here. Derivative of log x. What is derivative of log x? 1 upon x. Then what is derivative of tan x? Derivative of tan x is sec square x. Okay, I'll take the derivative in one step only. So first derivative of log function. So derivative of log x 1 upon x, but in place of this x we have to use this bracket. So it will be 1 over this whole bracket will come here, log tan of 3x by 2. So now derivative of log is done, so this first term is done. So if we remove this log, so what is remaining? What is our next term? Tan. That means we have to take derivative of tan. What is derivative of tan x? Sec square x. But again, in place of this x in the formula, we have to use 3x by 2 because we have 3x by 2 here. So it will be sec square 3x by 2, then again multiply. So this derivative of tan is also done. Now differentiate this third function, which is 3x by 2. So what will be derivative of 3x by 2? Easy. Derivative of x is 1, so it will become 3 by 2. So our derivative procedure is over. We just have to further simplify if possible. So this we can write as 3 times sec square 3x by 2 divided by tan of 3x by 2. So this is one of the answer. Can you further simplify this expression? Is it possible? Yes. So you are by writing this sec as 1 upon cos, then similarly this tan as sin upon cos. We can further simplify. So that is left as an exercise for you, the further simplification of this expression. So this is a derivative. Okay, now we'll move to the last question of this video. So in the previous questions we saw a function y is given and then we have to differentiate it by using properties of log, UV rule, product rule, everything. But here a table of values are given and we have to find some special derivative. Like in first term, your function r of x is given as f of g of x and we have to find the value of r dash of 2. Now what is meaning of r dash of 2? So this dash means derivative of function r and this 2 means evaluating the derivative of function r at point 2. Similarly in second question, derivative of capital R evaluated at point 4. Similarly s dash and s dash of 6. Okay, so I'll solve the first problem. But before that we should remember this rule of differentiation of composite function. So if your function is say y is equals to f of g of x, so what will be derivative of y? Y dash of x, so it will be derivative of f dash evaluated at gx, means f dash of g of x multiplied with derivative of this inside function, means derivative of g dash of x. So using this formula we will solve this problem. So your first term is first function, this small rx is equals to f of g of x. So what will be its derivative? R dash of x. Now by using this formula it will be f dash of g of x into g dash of x. Okay, so this is the derivative, but we have to evaluate this derivative at point 2. So how will you do that? Yes, substitute x is equals to 2. So r dash of 2 is equals to, it will be f dash of g of 2, f dash of g of 2 into g dash of 2. Now use this table. So it's f dash, first find the value of g of 2 from the table. So what is g of 2? So how will you find that value? So first find 2 in this table here, and then g is here. So they are meeting at point 6. So g of 2 is 6. So it's 6 into, next we have to calculate g dash of 2. So to calculate g dash of 2, we'll check this column of g dash of x. So g dash, and where is 2? Here. So they are meeting at point 4. So g dash of 2 is 4. So this multiplied with 4. Further we have f dash of 6 here. So again use this table to find the value of f dash of 6. So to find that value, first go to the column of f dash, which is our third column here, this f dash, and 6, it's last row. So they are meeting at point -4. So f dash of 6 is -4. -4 into 4, which is -60. So r dash of 2 is -60. Clear? So for these type of function, we have to use this differentiation of composite function. Okay, I'll solve this third sum, then the second and fourth sum are exercise for you. Question number 3. So here our function is s of x is equals to f of 9 minus f of x, f of 9 minus f of x. We have to calculate s dash of 4. So before that we have to differentiate this function. So its derivative s dash of x, it will be, so first we have to differentiate this outside function, which is f dash of 9 minus fx into derivative of the term inside this bracket, which is 9 minus fx. So f dash of 9 minus fx into derivative of this bracket, which is 9 minus fx. So write first term as it is, f dash of 9 minus fx into, now we have to take derivative of this second bracket. So derivative of 9 is 0, and minus derivative of f will be written as f dash of x. So this is the derivative. Now we have to evaluate this derivative at point 4. So we'll substitute x is equals to 4 here. Substitute x is equals to 4. So it will give s dash of 4 is equals to f dash of 9 minus f of 4 into minus f dash of 4. So we have to take all the values from the table and simplify this expression. So it's f dash of, it will be 9 minus, now this is f of 4. So what is value of f of 4? So check your table, f of 4. So it is 3. 9 minus 3 into minus, what is f dash of 4? So f dash of 4 in third column, second row, we can say it's 5. So f dash of 4 is 5. Now see inside this bracket, first we have to take the difference and then take value. So I'll write that here. See you. So your s dash of 4, it is f dash of 9 minus 3 is 6 into this minus 5. So now we have to take the value of f dash of 6 from the table and then multiply this with minus 5. So what is f dash of 6 from the table? So first we'll go to the table of f dash, which is third column here in the table, and then 6 means last row, so they're meeting at point -4. So value of f dash of 6 is -4. So -4 into -5, so this is 20. So h dash of 4 is 20. So this was calculating derivative using these values given in the table. So you can solve this question number 2 and question number same by using the same method that we have applied just now here. So this was all in differentiation of composite function. Next we'll be doing the differentiation of inverse function. Thank you.